Rap game Al Green though, baby. Like
What's going on, guys? I'm going to show you guys how I list and pack my books up using the REEZY method, using the REEZY method.
You ain't throwing grits on me, bitch. Back in the lab with the replay. Back in the lab with the replay.
So what I did was grade the books. Everything here over is acceptable. Everything on this line right here is good, and this is very good. That corner right there is retail arbitrage new. So, and then here's a set of books that I need to pack up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my laptop, use AcceleraList, and as I'm going, I'm gonna use these sheets of paper over here, and I'm going to list the SKU range. So the first SKU range is gonna be 1 through something, and that's gonna go the very front of here, and that's gonna make it a lot easier whenever I get split shipments. Let's say SKU 30, SKU 38, and SKU 37 are all part of a split shipment. I can be like, oh, well, let's see, that's probably 1 through 30 SKUs, 37 and 38 are gonna be probably in this pile right here, because this will be 30 to maybe 60 or something. So that'll make it easier. And
put on your robe. Hey, check it out, look, check it out, look. I'm still trying to go to Jacob with 25,000. You sitting on 2,500. Get your numbers up and put the bets on us. Feeling like the best of something. Me and my amigos in the casa and we trying to function. Alright, it's the little homie that done cleared his mind and got it right. Back in here with Sig. Know yourself and thank the Lord of it.
Now that I've got all my books listed, so what I do is I submit the feed, and I've heard that you have better luck getting them all sent to one factory, fewer split shipments if you make the shipment through Seller Central. So I search all the SKUs, I select them. Something else I do is I put text before textbooks, because my repricer reprices those differently. I don't want it touching those during the off season, so I put extra SKU prefix in front of it. So 148 total, that should be right, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this shipment. One other quick note, something else I do, I never list via AcceleraList, I never list books under multiple quantities. So like this middle grade blah blah blah, I list it as 2 separate SKUs. The reason for that is because since I'm making my shipment through Seller Central, I can go here and I can enter 1, and then that way it automatically enters 1 for all of them, because I'm not going to remember which ones have multiple books. It's a pain in the ass if I try to go back through. I'm like, oh, this one has 3, this one has 4. Like, screw that. I've done that so many times. It's such a pain. So when I list them, I list all of them as separate SKUs, which makes pricing a little bit tougher in the future, because I have to reprice maybe the same title book 8 times, but I use a repricer, and I'd rather do that than screw a shipment up and have leftover books. This is probably the most important part of this video. If you get anything out of this video, remember this step. Print the labels during the shipment plan stage. If you wait, you will be sorry. So make sure you print them now, because they're going to be in order. If you wait till after the working shipments are made, it's going to jumble all of them up, and you'll likely commit suicide. So you've been warned. Print labels during the shipment plan stage. More thing about your SKU, you want the first part to be representative of whatever it's going to be. So in this case, I made garage 2. It's the way my brain works. I'll remember it. September 18. So I know when I listed it. This is an important part. At the very end, you don't want to put 1. You don't want to put 2, because you don't want it to go like that. The way you want it to work is you want the suffix to look like this. 3 numbers, 1. 3 numbers, 2. Now when you get to 10, it's going to look like this. This will go all the way up to 999. you need to have the suffix like this. I'm actually about to switch over to scan lister because of this. Acceleralist will not, Acceleralist list them 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's gonna jumble those. It's gonna jump from 1 to 10 to 11 to like 100. They're gonna semi be in order, but it's not gonna help you. They're not gonna be in the order that you scan them in. So if you want them to be in the order that you scan them in, make sure you do this. According to Jeff with Acceleralist, this will be an option soon. So I will probably switch back. I'm actually not gonna be sourcing for a couple weeks here. I'm gonna be doing more OA and focusing on building my website. So may not commit to ScanLister yet, but in the future, I'm going to go with whatever program offers this, because this is crucial. This is key. I don't label to save money. That's a byproduct. I label to organize properly, and when you print them on these 30 sheet, that's not the right one. When you print them on these 30 sheets like this, see there's 30 different labels, it makes it very, very, very easy to keep track. So if you look at these shipments, I'm actually not too upset with this, even though it's sending a bunch of ones to North Carolina, which I really don't know why it does that. If you know, please comment below. However, these are all the same book. So what I'm about to go do is go back in, change the quantity of that book to 7, and then hopefully they'll all be routed here, because one of them is routed here. So I'm gonna go and change that one to 7, and we'll see if that works. Look at that. Look at that right there.
Thank the Lord about you are now rocking with the conscience of Gucci and Common. Bitch, I might be the light to all your issues and your
This is the part where you would go through and you would mark any ones that are part of a split. And before you accept the shipment, what you would do is mark the ones that are part of the split, go remove them from the shipment plan originally. That way you don't have to send them, because Amazon's policy is you have to send. If you accept the shipment and there's one going to the middle of Africa, you have to send that one, or they will suspend your account and find you. So make sure you go through, highlight all the ones that are part of the split. That way these should be in perfect order. So when you go through and you're labeling them and you see ones highlighted, you go ahead, you don't even have to label it, because you're not gonna actually be sending it anywhere because you already removed it ahead of time, and you're just gonna set it aside and ship it next time around. One more thing, you want to have an assortment of different markers. In worst case scenario, you're going to get 2 big. So what I meant by the 2 big shipments is 2 big shipments in addition to smaller shipments. I'd rather have all my books going to one factory and a bunch of small shipments than 2 big shipments to 2 different factories. It looks better on paper that way, because you're like, oh, I only have two splits, but you have to go back through and you have to, like, let's say there's 80 going to one warehouse and 120 going to another. What you have to do is you have to go through and pick out the 80 first. It's a lot easier to pick out 10 splits, like literally 10 books, you know, maybe 5 splits of 2 apiece. Much easier to do that and then pack all the others up in the boxes than it is to have to pick through the 80. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back through and highlight the ones that are part of the smaller shipment. So obviously it's going to be easy to get the small splits. Like, let's use this color for the small splits. Let's say there's 2 going to New Orleans, 2 going to Texas. I'm just going to mark those out. I'm not even going to ship those. However, when it comes to 80 are going to Chattanooga, Tennessee, this is where it gets interesting. This is what you got to do. You're gonna, let's say 80 are going to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and 120 are going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What you're gonna do is you don't want to label this 120 times. That's more work than you need. You're gonna label the 80. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down and hit boom, 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 all the way through. That way you're actually gonna label these, label the books that are pink and put them in the box going to Chattanooga. And then the other ones, all the blank ones, will be going to Milwaukee.
That I cannot be fucked with no more. I'm trying to run the score with Dolomite. Bishop down one when I'm owning, you can't hold us. Plus, everybody say that they relate to when I'm feeling broke as fuck, but when I free.
Here's a picture of me and REEZY in Los Angeles at the book selling conference. If you guys like that video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Let me know. Let me know if you guys got any questions. I'd like to start like a little community thing going here because I'm learning just as much as you guys are. So, yeah, peace out.